Nice too. Yep, it is live on the Anticlonal.
Congratulations. Been obviously playing Nier. Oh God, what else? New job that hopefully starts in a week or so.
Congrats.
Yeah, super excited. Sorry, I'm very tired. I went out last night and I'm running on about 4 hours of sleep. Yes, I did. Yeah, other than that, there's really not a whole lot else going on. So, oh, my son's birthday is today. I now am the mother of 3 adult children.
Ooh.
So, there's that.
Also, happy birthday.
Is that 18 or 21?
He's 18.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's really his thing. He,
Blood.
he'll watch, whatever.
Well, my guy, I've been out. Kind of like Raven. Hit a couple parties, hit a couple people, that kind of stuff. Just go back to you. Oh yeah.
Nothing much. Just chilling, streaming, hanging out with people like you, for instance, last night. But yeah, just been grinding Warframe, doing Final Fantasy on Fridays, and then looking to start up some other stuff soon as well.
It's been good. I got back into streaming after the horrible things that have been happening. Restarted Mass Effect Legendary, this time on Insanity. So we'll see how far that goes. Considering the first time I played it on casual. So yeah. I'm also streaming Dragon Age Inquisition on normal. I'm doing a completely different route than what I normally do, so I'm looking forward to that. And some Mass Effect Andromeda starting all over. So yeah, just a whole lot of streaming and being my usual hermit self. You can try. music, the scenery, and pretty much the fighting style. Because quite frankly, I truly didn't have to fight. I just turned a little chip on, and she did the fighting for me. I just literally had a director on where she needed to go. So I just sat back and watched like it was a movie. It was awesome.
So 100% the music. It's got some amazing music. Oh my god, so good. I heard it before I even played this game, and as soon as I was starting, we said this is what we're gonna do. I was like, all right, well, I literally listened to a lot of music for sure. But I love that. I will also say, yeah, the world is gorgeous. There's some camera angles you can make that if you look out in the distance, it just looks amazing. And then, I want to say fighting style, but not for turning on the auto thing, but in the sense of like it's just epic. It's got some epic fighting style moments.
Um, don't worry, I was just fading in, my guy. Definitely 9-ish, because I think there's a level of control on having like a side character, and this was quite a nice level of control that I haven't experienced before. Definitely boss battles. Each and every single one of them felt different. And my third one? I think my third one's gonna be color scheme. This is yeah, it's a completely different palette of color from that like hyperactive green that you
Definitely the music. Like, I ended up like while I was playing it, falling asleep once because I just was started listening to the music. Um,
know.
the fighting style was pretty cool. I couldn't figure it out at the beginning why, like when I was trying to do something, it wouldn't do it, and then I realized it was that chip thing, and I was like, oh, this is awesome, cool. Um, I'm just gonna let it play. Um, and I thought the story, I liked the story portion of it, a lot. I thought it was a really neat story. So.
Yeah, they are great. I love the beginning personally. It was I really didn't. I really enjoyed the beginning, the intro to it. The ending, uh, it was a little confusing, especially since there's stuff I still feel like I don't know. Uh, Mainly because I'm curious of the other endings now.
I kind of feel the almost opposite, not complete opposite, but almost opposite. I hated the beginning, right? Because I ran that flight mission like 6 times, 7 times. I'm good at flying games. Don't get me wrong. Like I play HOTAS games all the time, but I could not get it down, and especially since I was on mouse and keyboard, right? It just didn't feel right. But it was a cool experience. Like it was a whole different learning curve to like do top down flight, which I've never done before.
It was kind of weird, just kind of being thrown into it. I was kind of like, dude, a little warning would have been nice. Um, but I mean, it wasn't bad. It reminded me of playing Galaga.
Honestly, I liked the opening. It to me it was pretty epic. It was like an action movie for me. It was a little jarring, I will say, because of how the camera will shift on you. And so I was like, oh, okay, okay, we're looking at it at another way. Oh, okay, got it. But basically, the flying and then her busting through a wall and then basically doing a superhero pose, I was there for that. Yeah, pretty much. The by the time I got to the end, I just would say it was interesting. um, and I'll just leave it at that because the next parts that I want to say is going to be for the next question.
I absolutely hated the color scheme. That made it really difficult for me to play. Um, and then not have. There was a lot of time when there was not a lot of direction provided. So I probably spent, I don't know, like 2 or 3 days just wandering around aimlessly, and backtracking and getting lost with no idea what I needed to do next. Other than that, that's the only thing I really. Those are the only two things I really like.
When we just talk about that keymapping business, is like I get probably everyone else bar me and maybe Bounty played it with a controller. But this game has a weird mechanic for getting your heals back, right? And I don't know what it's like for you guys on controller, but I have to do a combination of use my scroll wheel to activate the menu that comes up in the bottom left hand corner, then scroll through the menu and then pause on the item, press E to engage said item, all while still being in combat.
I play controller, and for me, I had to use the down arrow on the analog stick, and then continue to use the down arrow, and then press the O because I play on PlayStation in order to uh, get myself to heal, and that was a learning curve. So I get where you're coming from, trying to figure out how to heal yourself if you have to be healed, especially when you're fighting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree with that one.
So I definitely agree with the directional part that Raven was talking about for sure. Oh my god, there was so many times I had no idea where I like which direction I needed to go. And then I definitely agree with the like my only two dislikes are literally directions and then the keyboard um keyboard and mouse like the controls so strange. So strange. It took me a good minute to actually understand what I had to do for each like different control.
Hold up, wait a minute. I didn't get mine in there. Nope. Yeah, no, I was just talking about how when trying to figure out how to do the recovery, I was agreeing with Ghost how that's a learning curve. Um, but my main dislikes was also the trying to figure out where you were supposed to be going. Um, I was going back and forth in a particular area and I couldn't figure it out. And it got to the point where I got so frustrated that they were actual tears. So I actually had to stop. I literally was like, I'm going to quit. I can't do this. This is pissing me off so much. But basically, I just took a step back, waited a day, and then jumped back in to finish it. But yeah, that directional thing, that was one of the big pet peeves of mine. And the other was actually the switching of the camera angles. So like if you're running along a certain area or you're doing a certain fight, next thing you know, you might be looking, you know, straight out, and the next thing you know, you're looking overhead or you're looking from the bottom, or so the camera angle changes on you, and I'm like, oh, okay, no, that's jarring. I don't like that. Bring it back to where I'm used to seeing it, which is literally right straight ahead in front of me, not over my head, but right in front of me. So that was another thing that I didn't like was the immediately changing of the angle, and you can't change it back. You have to do whatever it is that you're doing in that particular area before it changes back. So that I didn't like.
I played through the entire game, mastering every single boss battle, just to be told there's an.
I ended up getting it just because of that.
Oh, I can see
Yeah.
fire just coming out of the top of Ghost's head right now. I can literally see it right now. Yeah, Ghost, don't feel bad. I didn't know either.
Yeah.
A little bit. I wouldn't
Not
say.
really.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot of dead little boy bodies.
rude.
I,
Help.
I agree with Raven because that I get the the uncertainty and not knowing which what direction to go in, but it would be nice for us as the players to be able to be like, hey, where can we take our character so that way we can stop that uncertainty, because literally running back and forth trying to do this, trying to do that doesn't work. Okay, where am I supposed to go? To the fact that you kind of have to look up where you have to go, you really shouldn't have to do that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never got ending age. Okay.
Yep, yep,
Yes.
Yes.
yep.
Yeah.
I kind of figured it. Like, I personally figured out the aliens weren't a problem anymore because it's one of those things that kind of nags at you when you know that like detail or you're looking for that detail, I guess. And I was looking at it because I was like, hey, this game has aliens in it, and no one ever really talks about the aliens. So where are the aliens and where do they come in? Is it like one of those really big spoilers no one should talk about thing? So here's me looking for it. Especially you. The moon, my man, the moon. That's why I said it is the moon.
They're trying to copy what they see, essentially, to create themselves to be life. Like, because they've seen from the aliens, essentially creating them. They've seen both the aliens and humans now at this point, but not full on humans. They've seen them in the form of androids, and so they're kind of like just trying to become them almost. It seemed like, or at least understand them. At least because that's what Adam was saying, but in a very strange way.
For me, ooh, go ahead. For me, I would say no, because when I was playing it and going through, when when we came across machines that weren't trying to like fight us, they were literally just trying to live their lives. They had their own families. There was a mother machine, a father machine, a child machine, brother sister machines. They were literally just trying to live their life, do their thing. And then when the androids happen to come along, they get scared. They're like, oh my gosh, they're here to destroy us, either run or fight and defend. So when I saw that, I'm like, there's something not right, because if they're scared and they're trying to fight back, there's something along the higher chains that is not being said, especially since we find out that the aliens are no longer there and they haven't been there for a long time. And that's why Pascal, who was a part of the village, said, hey, we hadn't heard from him for a long time, so we just stopped fighting. We just wanted to live our lives. We just want to live in peace. We want to coexist. So to me, it makes it seem that there's something more going on the android slash human quotations, because we really don't hear anything from the human side either, at least at this point. All we know is what the commander tells us. So to me, there's something seriously wrong going on. Something that, again, we're not being told, and only because we've only gotten a third of the way through.
So
I thought that the robots, one, they were creepy. Um, two, I kind of have to agree. Like the ones that like didn't try to attack, I was just like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna let you do your thing. And then, but as soon as they attacked me, I was like, oh hey, I'm going to attack you back. So it was kind of a live and let live kind of model.
did anyone apart from me change 9S's preset?
No, I didn't change it. I kept him as is. And that's another thing. Like when you're, again, I'm on controller, so I don't know how it was for keyboard. But like when I was kind of running around and I came upon something that I wanted to pick up, instead of allowing me to pick it up, it directed me to speak to 9S. And I'm like, I don't want to speak to you. I don't want to change anything. Leave it alone. And so I have to tell them don't change and then try to keep it moving. So that was another thing that I noticed when I was trying to play, when I was going through.
Yeah, that's something you have to learn about placing your character from my experience. But I had 9S set to at first cautious, which was like semi-aggressive. Like he didn't do too much in the grand scheme of things. But then I set him to aggressive, thinking that oh, he'd probably have a more aggressive fighting style. Nah, my guy just killed everything on sight. Like if it's a draw, I mean, if it's the machine, he's going for it. Whether it's friendly, whether it's not gonna attack anything or not, he will go for it. And I was like, I'm gonna have to change this at some point because I'm gonna start doing something, thinking that like later on in the game there might be a part where we decide to go machine friendly, right? This guy might end up killing the friendlies for no reason.
I mean, didn't I feel like I already kind of like gave a good bit of it, but I kind of just feel like most of the machines, the ones that at least the ones that didn't attack, was the same way. I'm just gonna let them be, mainly because I don't know all of their situation and whatnot. But if they attacked, yeah, I was the same thing. I'm gonna just get rid of them.
Weird. Like there were a few things I was like, why are those robots doing that? So I okay, the robots that were fucking, I was like, okay, that's weird. And I'm just gonna ignore it and go this way.
I almost sent you guys a video of that. Like when it started, I was like, why am I watching a robot orgy right now? And for what reason did this game need to give me that existential crisis?
Mhm.
which they end up doing because she's because Pascal sounds like a female. Yeah.
Mm.
the different forms of humanity and its tendency of if it's not together, it will destroy itself or just not last. At
Yeah, I
least
can see
from
that.
your description of it, right there.
Honestly, I would like to say that the game itself is describing a situation in which where it's no longer really about life and death anymore. Because obviously, as you play through the game, whether you die or not doesn't matter. There's enough copies of 2B that someone punches your lights out, you'll come back and you'll punch their lights out eventually. Like it's almost as if the game is going to an extent to say fighting in and of itself isn't the solution to finding what we're trying to get. Like 9S is meant to be recon and he's out here on the front line. How's that meant to work? Someone explain, please.
For me, what I got from this is things aren't always what they seem. They go out thinking, okay, one specific thing. We must defeat, these machines. That's what we were created to do. But as they go out and fight, they come to find out that, hey, things aren't what we've been told. And so it's their journey to, I guess, figure it out. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I'm kind of more in agreement with that. It's more, you know, um, without like all three parts. I mean, are you really, what are you doing to create your own fulfillment? Um, you know, and be aware that shit's not always what it looks like. No,
No, I know I should probably, but no.
With knowing what I knew prior to me jumping in, yeah, yeah, I did,
Yeah,
because
no clue.
I didn't want to I didn't want to fight them. Like there was a particular scene. It was when we were in the amusement park, and you see all these machines just dancing and singing and being very welcoming. And then there was a part where there was a tank, and all it was doing was just shooting out confetti. And 9S was like, "We need to take care of that." What if it goes rogue and does something? And I'm like, I really don't want to fight this. It's not doing anything. Why should I fight something when it's not attacking me? And so inevitably, I actually left it alone, and truly nothing happened. It allowed me to continue the story. But when I was fighting the machines, and when they were saying, um, the androids are bad. We must fight. I must kill you. Scared, scared, scared. I'm thinking, okay, something's not right. If just about all the machines are shouting this, there's something wrong. There's something really wrong going on. So yes, I did. I felt bad. I felt really, really bad because again, there's something that we're missing. something that's not being said, something that's not being seen. But again, we've only gotten 1/3 of the way in.
I mean, I didn't feel guilty, but I did get confused, at least in the part that Blue was just talking about when they're all acting scared. I didn't feel guilty about killing them, but at the same time I was kind of curious as to where it's going with this.
See, I feel like it's kind of a talk on war. Sorry to interrupt you, Blood. But essentially, you guys understand how survivor's guilt happens, right? So, like, something really happens in someone's life, they feel guilty for the fact that they survived something, right? I feel like it's almost a play on survivor's guilt, but from a perspective in which you're meant to feel guilty about the fact that you've been doing it out for and like you survived the other person because from your perspective you're doing the right thing, right? Honestly, you're not going out there. Well, you're going out there to kill them, but for the survival of your side, right? Like you aren't just aiming to haphazardly kill anyone, but at the same time, it it's one of those things where it's like, why am I feeling the way I feel? Why do I feel like I've done something wrong?
Yes.
Almost 99.99%.
Yeah, I'd say yeah for that.
The story did convey it, and it conveyed it in little ways. So, for example, right at the very beginning, when they defeated the Goliaths by touching their black boxes together and exploding, they come back and they're talking to one another, and she's glad that they were able to, you know, get their memories uploaded. And when he was like, well, what are you talking about? I only remember up to this particular part. And you can see her hand kind of clench, like, crap, like it's happening again.
Yeah, that's
Another,
one of the moments.
yeah, and then another is when 9S asked her, hey, are you ever going to call me Nines? And she's like, no. Which tells me that there's something that happened probably in one of the previous quote unquote lives that at one point she may have called him Nines. And to do so, brings back those memories that she doesn't want to have. So it's like little things like that. And if there's more, I didn't catch it. But those are two of the things that kind of stuck out.
Yeah.
I kind of did.
Tried to.
I kind of went for style points. Like pick the weapons I like the best look of,
Yep.
and then just upgrade those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not read the story, so sadly no.
I read it, but I can't remember it. So,
Much needed to know information, my guy. Much needed to know information. Like how Google refuses not to spoil everything about almost every anime on the planet.
Well, that's not Google's fault. It's the people that put stuff on Google. And if you decide to go read it.
Whoa, 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 whoa! I want to just fact check someone's age. If I want to, if I want to fact check Goku's age, right? And I've only watched the first season of DBZ. I'm screwed. Tell me I'm not screwed.
I don't know how to help you because there's certain areas where they just flat out tell you Goku's age is this, or whatever you're looking for, age is this, or if you're looking for somebody's height, their height is this.
It's
Yep.
just below it. That's the problem. This is the point at which I'm not gonna say because I do know.
I
I
don't
feel they're
know. I'm kind
probably
of
dead.
wondering if yeah, I'm kind of wondering if they're dead as well, and it's just some type of automated machine that you know another a machine type thing that is just giving them the information, um, or maybe the humans are alive. I don't know. It could go either way. I'm currently in the middle at this point.
So I think giant robot purely for the fact that you get all your information from other Yaha units or lead command, and you never overhear lead command talk to any humans. You never like see any human documents, and there aren't any runaway humans. Like at some point or another, you'd think you'd interact with some sort of like, okay, through this war, like I want to go back to Earth and do it myself, kind of group of people, rebels, whatever, you know? If you-
Wait, which humans?
I'm not gonna accept that as an answer purely because that shouldn't be acceptable as an answer.
Wait. What humans? Because I thought there
Adam,
were some type of androids.
So
What?
he's definitely talking about uh, Adam and Eve. Well, or not.
oh wait, isn't the masked? What about the what's it called? The masked what's it face? The one who's in the main camp. Is that not one? Yeah, isn't it the what's it called? What what's her face? The mask, the one that doesn't have a proper name. Is it real? No, no. I mean, you know how you have to help the weapons master chip shop, and then there's a third person you can talk to who gives you like game directions, right? The third person you talk to. No, that's the weapon shops guy. I mean, that's the chip guy. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, cool.
Who's the humans? I just want to know. The redheads.
Oop.
Huh.
Well,
Huh.
then,
Why are
these
they
lot better
immortal?
start talking about what they decided to do with the people on the moon.
Yeah. No.
That sounds like cheat codes to life.
Are-
Can those two have kids? No, but could they?
Well, they're twins, so probably not.
No, that's not what I meant. What I more meant is if their characters ended up having kids, would they be immortal? Thus starting a group of immortal races that just never dies. You know when you want to slap someone for just giving you not enough information?
And this is
Like,
why I said I was in the middle of if there were still humans on the moon. I don't know. I'm I'm in the middle. They could be, they could not be. Um, Based off of what has been shown so far, we only get the information from the commander because they're the ones that say, "Well, the leaders reached out to us, and this is what they said." Blah blah blah. Whoopty whoopty woo. And that's it. And again, for all we know, there really could be, or they could have created another type of machine. I'm just gonna call a machine that may be directing those questions or those assignments now because they could be dead a long. They could have been dead for a long time as well. Don't know. Maybe the aliens and the humans wipe each other out, in the background without anybody ever knowing. Don't know.
what if the humans move to a different planet? Not even that. Not even that, right? What would be twice as bad as that, in my opinion? We decided to go to a different planet in such a way that some people, like a significant amount of people, some of which with power, obviously, decided they didn't want to go, or for some reason couldn't go, stayed back. And this war is like 90% pointless because those are the people who stayed back. You, man, screw you.
I would recommend. There's a few people I'd recommend it to. There's, but I don't know if I enjoyed it enough to really recommend it if I didn't think somebody else, if it was right up somebody else's alley, you know.
Yeah, I'm on the same. Now, me personally, I hated it. I hated it. It was frustrating. It was really frustrating for me. It was one of those games where I'm like, to me, I felt like it was a waste. I wasted my money on this. I got too frustrated with this. Again, I know these games were maybe designed for patience and understanding, trying to figure out what you're trying to do, and I'm like, no, I just point me in the direction. Let me go in that direction. Let me fight. If there's something I need to figure out in that area, just let me give me a general idea, and let me go. Just telling me, okay, here you are. That's it. Go. I'm like, I kind of need direction on where I need to go. So for me, I that whole experience kind of put a sour taste in my mouth. So yeah, I didn't like it. Would I recommend it personally? No, unless people like those type of games. Then hey, it's right up your alley. Go for it. Have fun.
Yeah.
I will watch. But me, no, no.
Uh, I liked it. Not every aspect of it, but overall, it was definitely a good game. Um, I would recommend it, but yeah, to specific people that I know like this style of game. Anyone that played Dark Souls, I'm going to recommend it to.
That's probably why my husband enjoyed it.
I think it was the utterly worst game ever released on the planet. Nah. uh, Personally, I think story wise, good. Mindless play, no. Which is kind of funny because right now I'm at a crossroads where like 65% of the time I want mindless play. I want to hop in, play, hop off. But that other 35% of the time where I can hop into like a good story, get into the game, this scratches that itch and then some. So I think it's kind of a good game. Like, I honestly think, bar some control issues, we didn't have any like major mechanical faults in the game. I think don't start, bro. Don't start. Because the moment you start, I'm gonna have to cussing out of the game. Yeah.
I'm sorry, that went left field. What just happened?
Tortured for people to play it. Key rules, legal advice, not.
He rigged it. He rigged it.
He so did. I figured out how you rig that.
I didn't agree to play this. I agreed to play something else. I don't remember what it was, but it was not
Yeah, I
this.
voted for something else.
Notice how nobody chooses to admit they wanted to play this game.
I didn't vote for this. Blood
I
knows I
didn't
messed
vote
up the
for this.
voting. I only voted for one thing.
It was rigged. I'll freely admit I like that one. I voted for that one.
Yeah, I didn't vote, so I can't say that. And even if I did, I wouldn't, because I don't. You already know my views on that game. Beautiful though it is. Yeah. Can we not? Can we not? Please, can we not?
I think
There are no.
the next thing is to get blue bugging again.
You know what? Screw you both. Although I don't know how well I'll be. Okay, you can find me on Twitch at Little Blue Mazzati. Again, I'm currently doing more Mass Effect Legendary, where I'm trying to do an insanity run and see how far I go and if I will rage quit, which so far is a no, surprisingly. I'm also doing Mass Effect Andromeda as well as Dragon Age. I'm still trying to figure out how to add another day with some games that are not Bioware related. But you can check me out on there. You can also check me out on Discord, also Little Blue Mazzati as well.
Well, I should probably go and actually like look at the game because I don't know anything about it. But I can't play it, so there's no point in me looking it up. So I haven't. Other than that, I don't know. Just I'm gonna be playing Honey, I Joined a Cult this next month or so, so that should be fun. You can find me here on Twitch at Sora Raven. So yeah, there's that.
You can find me at the Bounty Posters on Twitch, and every Friday, me and Blood we do Final Fantasy X until we finish that game on up. And then other than that, I usually play Warframe, and then I'm thinking about starting up another games. Don't know which one yet, but probably sometime this next coming week.
We got reduced streaming this month because I've just got back to where I am now. But you'll find me shredding the streets on Forza Horizon 4 here on Twitch at Ghostian Sounds. And don't worry, guys. People definitely aren't dying in my games tonight.
Cap. That's big time, Cap. This man drives through every single wall. Everything.
Whoa. You can't
Everything.
drive
Oh,
the
wow.
buildings in that game. First off, if you could, I would know about it. Second off,
He spends more
I'm
time on the
getting-
grass than the road.
okay, right, just because my off-road driving is better doesn't mean that my
Yeah,
road driving
better.
isn't bad. Being tortured by me.
Bye.
Sayonara.
Bye.